Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Leader Vista. Today, I want to talk to you about ICU, not just as an administrator or as a doctor, but as someone who has stood beside critically ill patients and also sat across the table during NABH audits. We all know that ICU is a unique place. It is intense, it is emotional, and unpredictable. Every second matters there. Families walk in with hope, fear, and a thousand questions. And as healthcare professionals, we do everything we can to save lives. But here's the hard truth: doing good work alone is not enough when it comes to any wage. That's where COP9 comes in. Now, don't think of COP9 as just another standard. Think of it as a way to make sure that the care we give every day is safe, it is consistent, and dependable, no matter who is on duty. Let me share something I've seen again and again. In many hospitals, the ICU team is doing a fantastic job clinically. Patients are being managed well, decisions are correct, and the intent is always right. But when the NABH assessor walks in and asks what is the evidence, things fall apart. A nurse says, yes, we follow that protocol. A doctor says, we always counsel the family. But when asked to show it in writing, it's missing. And that's the gap COP9 is trying to fix. It starts with something very basic: having clear written guidelines. Not complicated textbooks, but practical, easy to follow protocols that reflect how your ICU actually works. Whether it's managing a ventilated patient, handling sepsis, or responding to an emergency, everyone in the team should be on the same page. And more importantly, they should know it, not just have it printed in a file somewhere. Then comes admission and discharge. In a busy ICU, these decisions can sometimes feel rushed or situational. But COP9 asks a simple question: are your decisions consistent? Do you have a clear criteria? Or are you documenting them? Because later, when someone reviews that file, it should be very clear why that patient was admitted, why that patient was shifted, where the patient was shifted or discharged. Now, let's talk about people and equipment, the backbone of any ICU. You can have the best machines in the world, but without trained staff, they mean nothing. And you can have skilled staff, but without proper support systems, they burn out. So it's about balance, the right number of nurses properly trained, doctors who are competent and confident, equipments that work when you need it without fail. And behind all of this, there should be records quietly sitting in the background proving that everything is in place. One topic that often feels uncomfortable is ICU bed shortage. But let's be honest, it happens. And when it does, emotions run high. Families are anxious. Doctors are under pressure. COP9 doesn't expect miracles, it just expects fairness and clarity. A system that helps you decide who gets priority, how you manage overflow, how you communicate honestly with families, and so on. It's about making difficult decisions in a structured and ethical way. Infection control is something we deal with every single day in the ICU. We all know how dangerous infections can be for critically ill patients. But COP9 pushes us to go one step further, not just to follow precautions, but to track them. Are infections increasing? Are hand hygiene practices improving? Are we learning from our data? Because in the end, data tells the story that memory cannot. Then there's quality monitoring. And I'll be very honest, this is where many ICUs struggle. Not because they don't care, but because they are so busy managing patients that they don't step back and look at the bigger picture. But it is important. How many patients are we losing? How many are coming back after discharge? Are we improving or just repeating the same patterns? COP9 encourages us to pause, to reflect, and to improve. Not someday, but continuously. And finally, something very human: communication with families. In the ICUs, families don't just need treatment updates, they need reassurance, clarity, and honesty. A simple conversation can make a huge difference to someone waiting outside. Most of us are already doing this, but again, the key is, are we documenting it? Because that one note in the file doesn't just help in NABH, it tells a story. that we cared enough to communicate. So when you look at COP9 in a practical day-to-day sense, it's not about extra work. It's about making visible what you're already doing. It's about turning good care into consistent care. It's about reducing confusion and building trust. And most importantly, it's about making the ICU a safer place for every single patient. If you start seeing COP9 this way, it stops feeling like a checklist and it starts feeling like support. Thank you for watching, and if this helped you understand ICU audits a little better, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Leader Vista. Thank you.